Claude Code is going absolute crazy right now. It is the most popular coding agent of 2026. It is ranked the #1 coding tool out there, and most people only use it for developing apps. But I did something different. I trained Claude Code to be able to create visual content for me. Thumbnails with my face, carousel images with my brand, educational documents, and all of that getting posted across every single social platform, all from one conversation with my social media agent manager. As you can see here, AI made these beautiful thumbnails, this beautiful document also, and this incredible carousel images, as you can see here. So by the end of this video, I will be going over this entire step-by-step simple system that will allow you to set up your own AI agent to create your content creatives for you or for your business. So let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Enrique. My background is in business development, and most of my time this last year and a half, I have been spending it on building agentic systems at InfiniteX, mainly for client acquisition or content creation. And in my last video, I did show you guys how I developed my own AI agent social media manager that currently it is allowing me to post to 6 of my most used social platforms consistently. And I have used that every single day. I feel like it is feeling like an addiction right now. I'm not gonna lie. But I still had one main problem. All the creatives were still made by me, or I had to spend more time than needed to create them with AI. So when I was going to post a YouTube video for myself, I didn't had a thumbnail prepared for that video. And that was something manual that I had to do. Or when I had an idea about educating people about my offer, I had to create the image carousels for that. The core issue is that I had to spend more time manually on the whole creation for that, and that was a missing piece. So what I did, as you probably know me already, I trained Claude Code to be able to handle my entire content creatives for me. Now, when I finish recording a video, for example, this one, my manager agent will handle everything: the thumbnail, the explanatory carousels, the educational documents, from just one conversation or even autonomously done by him. So in this video, I'm going to go over setting up the Claude Creatives system, and I'm going to showcase these 3 different skills inside the system that are thumbnail creator, carousel generator, and document carousel. And these 3 skills are going to be training your AI agent to be able to create all your content creatives for you. So I'm going to divide this video into 3 phases. First, we're going to go over into setting up your AI agent. In this case, we're going to use Claude Code and VS Code, okay, for the interface. And then we're going to jump into phase number 2, that is basically training and setting up these skills so they can work for you like they work for me, to be able to create your thumbnails for your long form YouTube content, or your image carousels, as you can see here, or even your educational documents that may be really helpful for any use case that you may need it for. And finally, we're going to jump into phase number 3. We're going to connect the Claude Creative system that we are going to go over in this video to the IX Social Media Manager system that I already dedicated a very specific video for this system. Basically, I cover the whole creation of developing your own AI agent social media manager that is able to post, manage, and create content for you. I go over setting up these 3 main skills for that agent that are basically training and setting up the late social media skill. This is basically training the AI to understand the whole API endpoints and MCP for this platform that we're using, this social media API platform, late. Also training the AI to understand how to make the best possible short form optimized content for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Threads. And finally, training the AI to understand and support me on the whole creation for long form content. The ideation behind the video, description, optimized tags, thumbnail ideas, timestamps, and the first common call to action, and much more cover on that video. Genuinely super helpful. You will be able to see the whole setup, setting up the system, training my AI, and letting my AI manage and post for me with just one conversation through YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and you name it. So with that being said, we're going to be able to start from phase number 1, go into phase number 2, and set up phase number 3 so our AI can manage the whole creation of our content creatives and the AI being able to manage and post the whole content creatives for us. I will be giving away the whole Claude Creative system for free so you can get started fast and you can start using it right now. The only thing that you need to do is you need to go into the AI Acquisition School community. I will drop the link in the description for free. The access to the school community is free. You will head into the classroom section and you will see Claude Creatives Guide. You will have a whole list on how to set up this GitHub repo for you, and the link will be there sending you to the repo. Don't worry, I'm gonna go over in this video the first phase, that is setting up the system inside VS Code plus Claude Code together. All right, so first, make sure you have VS Code downloaded on your computer, either Windows or Mac. All right, so now that you have VS Code, the first step that we need to take is head into the sidebar on the left, go into extensions, and you will type Claude Code. This is going to allow us to install this extension here for Claude Code inside VS Code. This will bring up the natural interface for chatting with an AI instead of using the terminal. So click install. Then I'm going to go into settings and I'm going to activate the allow bypass permissions mode. This will allow you to get Claude Code to act autonomously without asking you to accept any permissions. Really helpful. So now that you have Claude Code installed on VS Code, you will be able to see this little Claude icon on the top right, and this will bring you up into setting up and connecting your Anthropic account. I'm currently on the max plan that is $100, but you can also get Claude on the pro plan that is $20. If you don't have your Anthropic account connected, you will be seeing this interface here. So what you need to do is you need to click on Claude.ai subscription button, and it will pop up this window here, and this will open on another window the authorized process to connect your Anthropic account, make sure it is correct, to Claude Code. Cool. And as you can see here, we now have Claude Code set up for us. Next step, you already know how to access this repo, the Claude Creatives. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click here on code and we're going to clone this repo using Claude Code to set up the system for us. So make sure you copy one of these 3 options here, copy the link, go back into your chat with Claude Code. Make sure you turn the bypass permissions and tell Claude, hey Claude, can you clone this repo for me and open this repo on another project on my computer, please? And he's doing it right now. And I just told him, cool, can you open the project for me? And here we have. I'm gonna click yes. And as you can see here, in a matter of a quick conversation, you have your entire Claude Creatives system set up already inside your own project. So what we are going to do now is we're gonna open the Claude window here. Make sure your Anthropic account is connected for this project. And what we are going to tell Claude is to understand the whole setup process that we need to go through for this system. The system already has a setup.mbd file that is basically a training for my AI to understand the processes that he needs to be able to guide me through to set up the entire system. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna tell Claude, hey Claude, can you help me set up the entire system for me? And I'm gonna allow bypass permissions. In a matter of a couple of minutes, he went through the entire checklist of the things required for the whole setup, and he completed the whole installation of the tools that we're using: Python, FFmpeg, Chrome install, project structure, right? And he created a whole guide for me so we can get the API keys required to use the system. He mentioned a couple of platforms like Key.ai and Late API Key also. And here he brought the setup status, system ready. The next steps that I need to take is getting those API keys from these 2 platforms. And then he will set up the entire keys inside the environment file. And then I will go into the process of testing the whole setup. So this will be the next phase, phase number 2, that is testing the different skills. The create thumbnail skill, the create a carousel skill, the create document guide. But first, he's telling me what to do right now. So we're gonna get our API key from Key.ai, and also our late API key. And we're going to exclude the late API key until phase number 3, that is connecting this system with the AI agent social media manager. The only thing that we need to focus right now is to give him access to the key.ai API key. For some of you that may not be familiar with key.ai, key.ai is an API for the best AI video, AI image, and AI music models out there. So in this video, I'm going to be using Nano Banana Pro because the pricing for execution is really cheap using this API endpoint. It's 0.09 cents per execution. So the first process that you need to follow is creating your account with key.ai, heading into the billing section, and make sure you add credits to your account. You can select different packages here. You can set up the $5 package, $50 package, or up to $500. This is in the case that you don't have access to any API endpoint for an AI image generation tool. After you added some credits to your account, you will see your balance here. Now what you need to do is you need to go into API keys, and you need to copy the default API key, optional, or you can create a new API key. I'm going to create one. So what you need to do now is you need to head into your Claude conversation, go into the environment file, and paste your API key. And tell Claude, hey Claude, I already gave you my key.ai API key. I'm going to skip the process for the late API key. That's not needed because we're going to merge this system in phase number 3 with the AI social media manager. The environment file is just a safe place to be able to store all your keys and not expose them. Okay, let's go. Our entire setup is completed. We have now all of these tools ready to use. We can now go into the process of testing the 3 skills that we have inside this folder, as you can see here. So if you go to the Claude folder, top left, you will see that we have the skills folder. Each of the skills contain, as you can see here, a MD file, right? The skill.md file. In this skill.md file, we do have a very well developed description on how to use this specific workflow. As you can see here, the workflow for the carousel generator has 5 phases. We have the gather, we have prompts, we have generate, we have review, and evolve. This 5-step, 5-phase process, it has their own description, right, on how to approach each of the phases. We also have the documentation for how to use the API endpoints of the tools that we're using. So a skill.md file is basically the whole understanding for Claude on how to use that skill in terms of instructions and actions to take. And a couple of the things that I try to make very intentional when developing these skills and placing them inside the systems that I'm giving you is that I try to make all of the skills as customizable as possible to your needs. What do I mean by that? Well, if I want to use the carousel generator skill to create 5 slides with the pixel art style in a aesthetic way, I can do that. If I want to use the document carousel skill to create a 10-page document very well organized for educating about the IX system, I can do that. And finally, if I want to use the thumbnail creator skill to place myself on top of the thumbnail, upside down, looking at your face with a Claude logo on my hand, upside down, I can do that. For the reason that each of the initial phases for each of the workflows inside the skills are focused on gathering context, gathering information about you, what you want to build, how you want to build it. And the cool thing is that you are leveraging AI in your process, and you can just communicate everything to your AI, and the AI will take the action on your behalf to make your idea of how you want your content creative to be. All right, so I basically created 3 different Claude conversations to test each of the skills. Right now, I'm using currently on this conversation here, the carousel generator. Then we're going to move into, this is the thumbnail creator and the document carousel. But this is what I have so far. So I just referenced to Claude 4 images of a carousel example that I really like. And he basically stored all of the styles inside its own folder, editorial, serif, minimal. And here we have the 4 different slide examples that I really like from an inspiration coming from Canva. So what I just did is I just screenshotted each of the pages of the carousel that I liked, and then I just copy the path here and give it to Claude, saying I have this 4 reference carousel styles that I want to be using for my next creations. And he basically went into the process of creating the folder with the 4 slides and also a style guide.md file specifying more details about what is my brand color, and as you probably know is orange. And the next prompt that I just gave to him was specifying, hey, I want to create a 6 slide carousel about my video, how Claude Creatives work, 3 of the skills that create your content. And then I specify more details about how I want the carousel to be. I want a carousel with 6 slides. This is the content that I want in them. This is the style. This is the brand color. I want to have a call to action on the last slide. Can you do that for me, please? Yes. He triggered the carousel generator skill. As you can see here, he went through all of the phases inside the workflow for that skill. And then he broke down for me all of the prompts he generated for each of the slides. So then those prompts are going to be given to Key.ai, Nano Banana Pro to generate my images. Okay. And then he just gave a quick explanation about the style DNA. And also he asked me ready to generate. He was waiting for me to approve. He gave me also a how much this will cost. And the cost was 54 cents of $1. And then I said, yes, go ahead. And here we have. He went through the process of creating each of the slide images, right, for the carousel. And then finally, he is trained to be able to store each of his output inside the right folder, so the carousels folder, named properly based on the idea of the carousel, Claude Creatives 3 skill. And then he basically stores each of the slides, as you can see here. Boom, 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 boom. 6 with a call to action. Very nice slides. I really like the style. It wasn't using much of the style reference that I just gave him because I did also specify inside the prompt to reference the style of this image here that is also being stored inside the folder of the generation of the carousel generation. He's also basically storing his prompts that he used for triggering the creation of the images with Key.ai. So that's cool. But yeah, now we are clear on how to use the first skill, carousel generator. Let's go to the next one. So now it's time to use the thumbnail creator skill. And for this use case, we're going to basically create the thumbnail for this video. So this is the prompt that I have here, is basically explaining more of the concept of how I want the thumbnail to be and also placing my face reference in there in the right corner of the thumbnail. And we're basically referencing another image that is the Claude skill image header that is basically being referenced here inside the images, the header, this one here, because this is basically the reference image that I want to place inside my thumbnail because I think is going to drive attention and is going to bring people to watch this video. It probably brought you in. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to submit this prompt, but first I need to tell you that I added this folder inside the thumbnail creator skill called assets. Inside assets, we have Enrique, and this is just me with a PNG inside. This PNG is coming from my computer. I just basically drag and drop my face in here. And what I just did, I just copy the path and reference the image in this section here on the prompt. And basically the skill is already trained to be able to use the image to image generation process with Nano Banana. What he's going to do, he's going to basically reference that image alongside the prompt. So Nano Banana knows how to place and create the thumbnail properly. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna submit the prompt and see the magic happening. First thing that we can see, we trigger the skill properly, thumbnail creator. So everything was running smoothly until Claude just stopped me mentioning that the two image references that we are giving for the thumbnail creation, my face and also the Claude Creatives, are not being stored anywhere. And that's true because we have not been given the late API key. And we were using late to be able to store those images inside their storage, right? So what you can do here is you can use your own storage, or Claude also is smart and came with another solution that is basically uploading those images into a temporary hosting service like IMGBB, okay? So I let him do that so he can give me the proper output that I want for the thumbnail. This was just a heads up. And here we have thumbnail is ready. If we go to outputs, yes, thumbnails, and we can see that he created a new folder specifically for this execution. I'm going to open it and I will see that my guy is the GOAT. I mean, he basically created exactly what I wanted to have. Claude Creatives, the slash commands down on the left side, my face, smiling. So now you know how to use the skill for creating thumbnails. It is now time to go over the last skill of the system, document carousels. And I have this amazing prompt here. But first of all, if you're enjoying this video, if you like more videos like this one here, please let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm super excited this year to be sharing more development as far as the AI agent social media manager. And the Claude Creatives piece is super important as an add-on to this whole AI agent system, right? And I'm sharing everything for free in this channel. So anything that brings support for me to know that these videos are giving actual value is super important. I promise you, next videos are gonna be freaking crazy. I have one video plan for creating a whole agentic clip extractor workflow. Another video is basically showing the whole pipeline of how I'm basically editing my long form content, my short form content with Remotion and Claude Code together, that I think is going to be super valuable for all of you guys. So if you actually want these videos to be uploaded as soon as possible, let me know in the comments. And also any idea that you might have that may be useful for me to make content and provide value is really well appreciated. So drop them in the comments. Okay, so the prompt starts with, hey, create a document carousel, title, the complete guide to Claude Creatives. Set up your own AI content factory in 10 minutes. That's the idea that came down from Claude. And then he's basically saying here that this is going to be a educational LinkedIn document. It has to be comprehensive, but scannable, and it will include the logo of my business, Infinite X, and it has to be on every page header. And then he's breaking down each of the pages here, and also the brand style, very similar to the carousel one, but this is going to be now a document with as much educational content inside. So a couple of things that we can see here is that we are referencing images from the code base. The first one is the Infinite X logo. So inside the images folder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another folder. I'm going to click here and I'm going to basically title this logos. Okay. Now that I have this folder here, I'm going to basically grab this logo here and place it here. And I'm going to copy this path and I'm going to reference it again here. And this was the only image being placed in the document. The only link that I have, the other one that I have here, is just a call to action. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to submit this and we will see what am I going to get out of this. He's triggering now the document carousel skill. Cool. He went into phase number 1. He basically broke down the entire document outline for me, and then I did approve. And then he went into phase number 2, writing the whole HTML document. And then he generated phase number 3, the whole PDF. And here we have. So we go into output, documents. We'll see that he created a new folder with the specific PDF document in here, properly made for me, with 9 pages, as you can see here. So this is page number 1, sharing my logo, right? Infinite X, Claude Creatives, your AI content factory. And then he basically approached creating the whole document pages for me in a very professional but approachable educational design, as you can see here with all of the other pages. And he added also a call to action to the whole repo. I mean, this is super sick. He's just breaking down every single piece about what I just covered in the video. And this is super beneficial for me whenever I want to promote my next videos on LinkedIn, for example, because this format works very well in that social media. Now we are heading into phase number 3. Phase number 3 is basically connecting and merging together the Claude Creative system that we just set up with all of the outputs, all of the content that we already created using these 3 skills with the IX Social Media Manager system. This is basically the core system that we are leveraging for managing, posting, and ideating content. The full video is in the description, so check that out. So what I'm gonna basically do is I'm just gonna head into a Claude conversation. Little pause in the video before we go into showing the next thing. I mean, you know that by the end of this video, you will be able to create all of your content from one conversation with Claude Code. But here's what I realized building this. I mean, the content side is only half of the system, because what's the point of creating all of this content if you don't have an actual pipeline bringing you clients? That's the reason we built the IX system, the other half. This is an AI client acquisition system that allows you to find your target buyer, writes your entire outreach copy. It has AI agents in the back end handling the entire conversations, and books appointments directly into your calendar without you touching anything. And this is the exact same system that has been used by private equity firms managing over 4 billion in assets, M&A advisories, and 20 plus of our partners across our network. So I recorded the full setup, step-by-step process, so you can build your entire full AI sales campaign for free. Links right in the description, together with the full breakdown video of one of our partners setting up his entire outreach campaign using the IX system. So check that out. Inside the Claude Creatives project. So what I basically told Claude is that I want to merge all of the stuff that I have in this project here into my AI agent social media manager system, my other project that is basically here. So what he's doing right now, he basically just found that project for me inside BS Code. And then he's going into the process, this checklist here, to copy the 3 visual content creation skills to pass it to the AI agent social media manager project. Then he's also going to basically create all the reference files, all the output files that we have created already, and all the folder structure in this code base, passing it there. And at the end, he's just going to basically verify if the merge was successful and test if all of the skills are accessible. He just finished copying the skills. He just finished creating the folders. He just finished merging the Claude.md file. So the whole merge was completed. Claude Creatives is now inside the IX AI Agent Social Media Manager. So let's take a look at it. Cool. So we can see here that we just updated the IX AI Agent Social Media Manager, specifically my project. But if you want me to push these updates to the repo instead of you merging both together, let me know in the comments. But as you can see here, we now have the carousel generator, document carousel, and thumbnail creator skill inside this project here, and all of the other requirements to be able to post all of the things that we have already created inside the output section. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a very well detailed prompt mentioning that I want to schedule 2 of my carousel posts that I already created, the document carousel and the image carousel. Hey Claude, so I want to be able to post specifically to Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and yeah, those 3 platforms, the carousel creatives 3 skills carousel, please, and also the document for tomorrow, if that's possible. That would be great. So Claude was having a little bit of trouble understanding the code base because of the updates that we just did. So I give him a little bit of a hand, right? Giving him clarity that we do have now the outputs folder. Here is where we are storing all of the creations have already been placed. Now he has context about that, but it just took some time and clarity for him to understand that. Just so you know, when you get to the point of actually using the system, okay? And now, as you can see here, he basically developed the whole post, the captions for Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, because those are the 3 platforms that I'm going to post the 2 carousels, right? And I'm just going to approve it. I think everything looks fine, right, to me. Very well done, bullet point, and well formatted for short form videos. Yes, go ahead. And as you can see here, Claude posted for me the 2 carousels, the document carousel and the image carousel. As you can see here clearly, beautiful, with the proper title, description, hashtags, call to action for TikTok, Threads, and Instagram. Beautiful. You basically just saw the whole workflow that I use daily for managing, posting, and ideating with my agents. So if you really like this video and you want more videos like this, feel free to comment on this video, like the video, subscribe, and also connect on my LinkedIn. I will drop all of those links in the description. Don't forget to join the AI Acquisition School community to get access to the free repo. And lastly, if you got into this point of the video, you probably know already that the first link in the description is setting up your first AI sales campaign for free. Who doesn't want that, Through the whole experience, you will understand more details about how one of our partners doubled his renovation business, leveraging AI in his outreach process. And also the same partner went from $0 to $90,000 in less than 3 months reselling the system, and learn more details about how this system has been leveraged for over 20 plus partners already, private equity firms, and M&A advisories. So if you are a established business owner, an agency owner, or someone who's looking to start to sell AI services out there, please check that link in the description out. I promise you, you will not regret it. And yeah, there's nothing else to say. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. See you guys in the next one.